Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. I am a farmer, and I do break a lot of stuff. But sometimes, like all the time, you go to a dealership and the prices have just got so out of reach. There is nice to have other options. That's why I, along with a lot of other farmers, utilize Shoup from Kankakee, Illinois. Today's guest, we have Wes Wilkin. Now you're from Bourbonnais.
Right.
And we have Tyler Schaumburg from Kankakee.
Yep.
And you guys both work at Shoup, right?
Yep, that is correct. Yep.
Okay. Tyler, what do you do there?
So I'm actually the warehouse manager there. So whenever you get an order placed, I'm the one that's making sure it's getting out the door and getting to you in a timely manner, making sure we're pulling the parts correctly, and making sure it's getting shipped to you.
And that's your full-time job?
That is my full-time job. Yeah.
Because I've been there, and your warehouse is not very big.
Some might say that. Some others may say that it's massive. But yeah, it's a very large warehouse, and we do cover a lot of ground. You know, we got a huge selection of parts, large inventory, to always make sure we have it on hand for the customers.
How many acres is it?
I don't know how many acres.
Do you know how big it is?
It's a couple 100,000 square feet.
Couple hundred, okay.
Yeah, that's all. No big deal.
It's an amazing place because obviously you have parts everywhere.
Yeah.
But it almost gets lost because you have people just running around on, what are they called?
Yeah, those are walkies that everybody's running around. So it's basically an electric pallet jack that everybody stands on and rides. And they're pulling multiple orders at one time, pulling orders within their zone, dropping them off to the next zone, where it's getting handed off and brought down to shipping.
So like if I order, I don't know, a closing arm and wheel off an air seeder, right?
Yep.
That's probably two different places.
Yeah, that'd be located in probably two different places of the warehouse, and one person may get that and pull it, your arm first, and then the spring later on, another puller grabs it, and it's all brought to our packing department. Then they pack it up and ship it out to you.
I lost two of them, and we ordered them, and I called up the guy, and I'm like, hey, I need this, and he's like, okay. Don't you also need the bolt and the washer to it? And I'm like, yeah. So your guys, they know their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And Wes, what do you do?
I'm the sales and customer service manager at Shoup. Been there for 18 years. Just responsible for all the sales and customer service agents that are on the phones.
You look like you could be security.
Well, I've been told that before. Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'9".
6'9".
Yeah.
Too bad it wasn't 6'7".
6'7", yeah.
Did you play basketball?
I did. I played at Eastern Illinois.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So that's how I wound up in Illinois. Originally from Michigan, farm in Michigan.
Oh, we've probably been talking too fast for him, haven't we?
Well, slow down just a little bit.
Were you a center?
I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because nowadays 6'9", probably that's a shooting
three
guard.
spot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you came to Illinois, and then you stayed in Illinois.
Stayed in Illinois.
What
yeah.
kept you here?
Actually, my first job, Shoup Manufacturing. I've been there 18 years now.
It was your first job?
First job out of college, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you start there doing?
Sales and purchasing, and then transitioned over the years into sales manager role and customer service role as well. So.
Why'd you start at Shoup? I mean, were you in ag?
Yeah. So farmed, and then after graduation, kind of just looked for a good fit in an ag, career, and Shoup was the one I chose, and been there ever since.
Okay. And your position is, what you said, sales?
Sales and customer service manager.
That's kind of important for the company.
Kind of important. That's why, like you said, when the sales guy told you, you might need a bolt and a nut, that's the training that goes into making sure everyone's well-versed in the parts and making sure that customers are getting what they need on the first phone call.
So when I grew up, we had a dealership of an equipment dealer uptown. And I had an old, well, I thought he was old, guy named Jim there. He was the parts manager, right? And you would go in there and you would ramble on, hey, under the fender on that one tractor I have, they had this thing. And he's like, yeah, I know what it is, right?
Right.
It's very hard to find a Jim anymore.
It is.
I feel like I'm talking to Jim when I call Shoup.
And that's what we hope for, and that's why the majority of our guys on our staff are from the farm, either currently farm or retired, or help out on family farms. We want that type of employee to answer those calls, to be well versed in what the farmer needs on the other end.
But you can't know everything.
You can't. You know, everyone has different, you know, flavors of equipment, Deere, International, all that type of stuff. So we have to be versed in as much as we can. And there's a lot of equipment out there to know what the farmers need.
Yeah. I think it, I hope they were able to show some stuff from your warehouse because you really can't explain it.
No.
Just all the different parts in agriculture. I just think of all the different parts on my farm, let alone all the brands and everything.
Right. I mean, it's hard to fathom when you see the warehouse, you know, all the parts that are actually in the building and the inventory levels to cater to, like Wes said, all the different brands. Yeah.
Those walkies, did they ever hit each other?
Not very often. We try to avoid that at all costs.
Is it a deal like where if two of them hit each other, they're getting made fun of the rest of the year?
Not the rest of the year, but that day they got to deal with it for that day, yeah.
Okay, because they're moving right along.
Yeah, they're moving right along. They're 7-8 miles an hour is what they're rated for, and they're running that pretty well all day.
Like how long have they had those?
Since well before I started in 2011, and they've been there years before I started
Really?
there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you would have to have, I don't know.
Well, the only
You would
other
have 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah, I mean, walking with pallet jacks and pulling parts around, and you know, some orders, I mean, that can be 300-400 pounds. That'd get old quick.
Yeah, it definitely would. Okay, so you guys said, well, now how long have you been working there?
So I've been there 15 years now. I started in 2011, June of 2011.
All right, so that a very long time for both. Is that common there?
Very common, yeah.
Very common. We do see that often. I mean, some of the sales and customer service guys, they've been there, 20 plus years, and like Wes said, he's been there for 18 years now. So yeah, it's very common.
Who's the person you like the least there?
I don't know if I can say that on camera, Rob.
Are you sitting next to him?
Maybe sitting next to him here, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're being careful.
Yeah.
What do you have here?
So here we got some different splice tools for round baler belts. We are in our Heydays sale promotion right now, so that particular one there.
Heydays. That's
the Heydays
clever.
sale,
Yeah.
yes.
I have no idea what this is.
So that is a splice tool for clipper style lacing.
It's like a harmonica. Yeah.
You could try to play it. So that one there, you just put the splice actually in there and it squeezes. You can put that on a bench vise, or we do sell a small vise that you can take out in the field with you to clamp that splice together.
So a baler has the big belts
The
on
round
it.
baler,
Yeah.
yep,
So
yep.
you put one in here, one in there, and then clamp them?
Yep, you clamp it and it just squeezes the wire, the teeth together to splice it, and that pin is what actually holds the splice in there while you're clamping it. So then when you take the two ends of the belt to meet, you slide a pin in to connect the two ends of the belting.
So, well, hand me the other one.
So this is just a different style here.
Okay.
That's the alligator style.
Ooh, it's got some beef to it.
There's some
don't
weight
it?
to that one. So that one you slide in under this bar, you flip those levers to clamp it down, and then you hammer the rivets in.
Flip what?
Right here.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yep,
Yeah.
you flip those down to pinch that bar down.
So far, I'm thinking this is the better. What's the third
Well,
one?
this other one is the motto style.
Yeah,
There's some weight there. This other one's the motto style.
Don't break it.
I'm trying not to. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep everything together.
All right. Oh, that's got some beef to it. Too. Holy cow.
So that one you put the pins in and you hammer it down with the pin right there at the top.
Individually.
Yep.
Individually.
Yep. Individually, one at a time.
Okay, so I'm thinking this is the Cadillac one. Am I right?
So that one is actually becoming less used. The alligator and the motto are the more common now.
Oh, why? Why don't they like that? Man, I feel like
it's got a riveted
working
instead of a
out
clipper
there.
lace. The clipper style
Pumping
sometimes
up.
pulls out of the belt.
Okay.
If you get too much load on a single belt, it might pull out. Whereas the riveted style tends to have a better hold once it's applied into the belt.
All right. So which one is the popular one? That one or this one?
This one,
This one here is.
This seems like it'd be, I don't know.
a little more
you'd want-
tedious.
It's
Yeah.
a little more tedious.
But whatever works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And everyone's got their preference on styles.
But the important thing is whatever is on your baler. If you're having to put a new splice on a belt, you want to make sure you're putting the same splice that's already on your baler
This
or
is
on
too
your other
heavy
belts.
for me. Yeah, I don't want to hold it
You don't need to
anymore.
work out
No.
this morning.
My gosh. And this is, you're doing this because it's like, it's hay season.
It's hay season, yeah. Yep. So we're in our Heyday sale right now. It started May 17th, and it runs to June 7th. It's 10% off certain pages of the catalog in this catalog here, pages 200 to 241. So like I said, you get 10% off for those hay parts because we're getting into the season for it.
Yeah, I met the guy that does your catalog too, man. That's crazy. How many products? How many products do you have? Do you know?
I don't know the number.
I don't know the total. It's a lot.
There's thousands of SKU numbers though.
Yeah. All right, so heydays, that's 10% off. Because the thing is, I'm a farmer, and I tell you what, it's just gotten almost out of hand when I go to a local dealer, and the color does not matter. But what they charge for a part, it's almost become a thing online, is like a contest who can find the most outrageously priced part.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I've always used Shoup, but I find like now because it used to be, hey, I'll just run over and get it.
Yeah.
Now you can't even do that. Like
Yeah.
if you even need, I could really use this part today, I can wait till tomorrow and save 50 to 100 bucks.
Yeah.
Right.
It just seems like crazy that there's such a disconnect between local dealers and what they can get from an aftermarket place from you guys.
Yep.
Right. And the quality is no different.
Quality is no different. And I will say too, it seems like nowadays, like if you go to the dealer, you're looking for a specific part, they may not have it in stock, so they've got to order it in anyway.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay, 3-4 times as much. If you buy it from us, you're getting the same quality product, and we're going to have it in that same time frame, but shipped right to your door. The following day or 2 days later, the same amount of time the dealership would get it.
Yeah, and my problem is I'm like, oh, I kind of need this now, and then I get doing something else, and I end up not going to the dealership for like 2 days when I could have had it. Is it that mindset, that Amazon mindset of today, that people are just more willing to buy stuff from a place like Shoup?
Yeah. And I would say, having a lot of inventory on hand, and they can do a one-stop shop, either on our website or call into our sales agents and get everything that they need on one phone call or one shopping cart on the internet.
Yeah. Now, growing up, Dad would get stuff from places, aftermarket places, and you just knew that they were not the same quality. Now, you guys are saying that, all right, we're either there or above.
Absolutely.
Yeah, our R&D team and quality control team, they're making sure that the quality is there to match OEM specs, or if not better. And as like Wes said, all of us have an ag background or some farming experience, so like we can test a lot of these parts on our own farms or at our own discretion, and we're happy with the quality. We know that what we're selling
You
is
come
gonna
in
be
and it's
good.
like, hey, I tried this one, it's crap.
Got to be honest, so you
Yeah.
can do the best, right?
Well, I would think they would want you to be honest.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. It pays to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you got these thousands upon thousands of stuff. Is it all in the catalog, or do you guys got more?
Mostly all in that catalog. We have 2 catalogs a year. We have the spring. This is the spring 26 catalog. Pretty soon the fall 26 catalog will be coming out.
Yeah.
But we try to keep all the parts in each catalog. Yeah, each version.
But everything will be online.
Yeah.
If it's not in the catalog, it'll be on our website.
Okay, Wes, that's a good question.
All right.
Mean, this is almost becoming a relic. The paper catalog, it's like a
Yeah.
phone book. Are people still ordering out of this, or are they
are.
calling?
Yeah, it's about 50-50 web versus phone calls, but there are still, older farmers that prefer to talk to a person on the phone to make sure that they're ordering the right parts, and that's, where our sales guys come in and say, you might want to rethink this, you might need this versus what you thought. But yeah, the internet is very popular with the younger generation versus, the older farmer.
So are you just buying parts from other places, or do you guys make your own?
We do manufacture some of our own parts in-house. A majority of the other parts are coming from OEM suppliers
Yeah.
that,
Probably the same place that the dealerships
yeah,
are.
there's a good portion of our parts come from the same suppliers that OEMs are getting them from.
Well, how come they're so overpriced then?
You'll have to talk to the others on that.
Is it just because they get away with it, just the way it's always been?
Yeah,
I think they get away with it the way it's always been. They're also selling, new equipment too, so they'd rather see you probably come and buy, for
Yeah.
instance, a new planter
And
or a new baler or
some
something
of
like
it
that.
could come down to brand loyalty as well. You've always went to the dealership, and you don't know anything different. But that's where you search on the internet and Shoup pops up.
I don't know. Sometimes you get caught in just your own little world and your own little neighborhood, right? But it seems to me like that has been changing at an accelerated amount of, getting a bolt that's $80 from a dealership compared to, I don't know, $20. I mean, it's been that much of a difference at times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not even it's not the inconvenience of it. It's demanding that we have to go to other places,
Right.
which is good for you guys.
It's
Very good
great
for
for us. Yeah, great for us.
Was it Tyler? Last time I saw you was at what National Farm Machinery?
That was at National Farm
Yeah.
Machinery Show. Yeah.
And you're not a very smart man, are you? Yeah, because you shouldn't have been.
I might still be in hot water.
You
over
shouldn't
that
have been
one.
there. Yeah. What was going on at home?
So my wife was actually expecting our first child. The following day, I believe I saw you on that Friday. I think it was the following day she was expecting. And when I told her that I was
Expecting a baby.
expecting a baby.
Expecting a baby.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So, but everything was good. I met up with you at the National Farm Machinery Show, and I made it back in time, and we had a beautiful baby girl born.
Now you're still involved in agriculture too, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. My wife and I, we've got a small cattle farm. Just a cow-calf operation, and then my stepdad still farms just outside of Herscher as well.
You went to KFC school? That sounds delicious.
No, that was KCC, and then I actually graduated, got my ag business degree from Joliet Junior College.
Okay.
That's where I went. So.
And Wes, you said you're still involved in the family farm as well?
Yeah, yeah. My dad and I farm together, corn, soybeans, wheat, and then we also raise cattle.
Okay, you're the head of sales, right, at a company like Shoup.
Mhm.
Yet you're still able to get time off to do that?
Yeah, we're, part of the reason we're able to hire farmers or, guys that farm still or retired farmers, we give them flexibility to be able to get away and farm because we need that knowledge on the phones. And the only way you're going to get that knowledge is to hire guys that are part of the ag industry in one way or the other. So, I am able to get away. Very thankful for that. I'm going to be taking off Thursday and Friday to go back and hopefully wrap up farming this weekend.
It's, what is today, May?
Today's the
20th.
May 20th.
Yeah.
We're recording this on May 20th, and you guys are still planning up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Good portion
That's
of the
late
area.
for you?
Getting there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Southern Michigan. It's not unusual to get a little bit towards the end of May, early June. So yeah, we're fast approaching that time.
So you both farm,
Yeah.
right? And there's got to be a time where, like a Saturday afternoon or something, you break down, and you really don't have any other choice but to run to a dealership and get a part. Does that hurt?
It doesn't even matter if it's the weekend, just any time that if there's something that Shoup doesn't offer, which there's not much that we don't need that has to come from a dealership. But yes, it does. It's painful.
What was I looking at? Oh, I threw the belt on my mower. Y'all don't carry the belts.
some belts. I mean, it depends on. You'll have to get some measurements off of it, but
Yeah.
there's some V belts that we do carry
Okay.
that we could do. That we can get for you.
Yeah, those aren't cheap either.
No, they're not.
Holy cow.
No, they're not.
It's a piece of rubber.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It's in Kankakee. That's your only location, correct?
Correct.
Yep, Kankakee is our only location. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to your place. It's amazing. It's I don't know. I don't want to be corny, but it almost seems like a family.
Yeah, I mean the culture that has been built there, amongst the salesmen and the warehouse employees and the R&D team and the upper management. I mean, yeah, I guess you could kind of say that. I mean, we've all known each other. We know each other's lives.
Well, I say that
well,
because
and-
you're all making fun of each other.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's pretty typical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of taxidermy too,
There's
Lots
a
of
lot of
taxidermy.
taxidermy there. Yeah, you've seen it all.
like the big stuff, the
Yeah,
bears.
bears,
and,
moose, you name it.
Do you know how many people work there?
Hundreds.
Yeah,
I don't know the exact,
a
but
little over 100 for sure.
I mean, Kankakee's not that big.
Kankakee's not that big. I mean, it's with Bradley and Bourbonnais.
70 probably thousand maybe.
Yeah, 70, 80,000, I would say.
Yeah.
I just interviewed a farmer from Alaska, and he uses Shoup.
Okay. Yeah.
You send stuff clean up there, huh?
Yeah, we'll ship to Alaska. We've got a lot of customers in Canada. We have a huge customer base in Canada, actually. And for a long time there, we were shipping a lot of parts overseas, like Australia and New Zealand and that as well. Yeah.
Oh, I imagine Canada's a huge market.
Canada's
huge.
very big, and we've actually started attending, I believe, 7 farm shows now. 6 farm shows in Canada now.
Yeah,
and
they are independent. They don't like, you get those Hutterites and that, they do not like going to dealerships.
No.
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. Yeah.
You both are on the show circuit?
I was up until 2020. So there were 6 years there that I was doing 8, 9, maybe 10 shows a year.
Yeah.
But I am not any longer. I will be attending a few shows here moving forward. But yeah,
Because your wife's kicking you out after.
probably,
Yeah.
yeah. Probably after what happened back in February.
And Wes, do you go to a lot of the shows?
It's been 3 years since I've done a farm show, but yeah, from 18 years, yeah, I've done quite a few farm shows. 42 total farm shows across the country. Like you said, 6 in Canada. So our guys are out there traveling the country and trying to drum up new business and meet with existing customers.
I'm a bit surprised at what happens at a farm show with you guys. Is that people they're make a beeline to your booth
Yeah.
to order.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just phone call, but some people want that.
Right.
National
show
Farm Machinery Show,
experience?
it's always been known for that. I mean, Wes and I both attended that show for a long time and worked the booth. And it is funny, when they walk into that pavilion and they see the booth there, you're right, they beeline right
Yeah.
for us immediately.
Hey, do you give them a little toy or something? Why don't they just go online and do that?
I think they like, getting the face to a name. Then they're actually
Yeah.
able to see us in person. They're used to, like you said, calling us
Yeah.
or just placing the order online, but now they're able to actually meet us in person. And they're so used to dealing with us over the phone, they really want to meet us in person then too.
I think not just in agriculture, I think as a society we get a little disconnected with stuff. I call it like the Amazon, society,
Yeah.
where you order something on Amazon or you call a company like that, you just expect to be talking, you're a number,
Yeah.
right? Wes, what do you do to prevent that? Because it seems like you guys have figured it out.
Just hiring the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interactions that they have, it's not just trying to take an order. It's, you have a friendly conversation. Well, how's the weather there? What's the grain markets doing in your area?
Oh, I don't want to talk to this. Okay, no. You need to teach people to weed out people like me that
No.
I just want my part, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
You probably have a good sense of everything that's going on in the country though.
We do, yeah. I mean, we hear it daily, certain areas of the country are still, trying to get crop in, or some are all done. Some had a bad storm or,
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
It's fun, like when you're on the phones especially during planting season, you can see where they've started planting in the south,
yeah.
and as they move
Yeah.
at your calls, or you can see as we're moving further north with planting season, you can almost track it.
Are people better than me at stuff like this? Because 10% off of $1,000 orders, $100. I order stuff when I break it. So when you have the heydays and that where you get 10% off,
Yeah.
are people waiting for that?
Yeah, there are guys that wait specifically for one of our promotions to come in, on in their mailbox, or pop up in their email, to order all their parts for that season or that specific need.
I like the picture. Yeah, it's very.
Yeah.
Is that your own picture or stock photo?
No, that's I don't know where we.
I'm not sure where that one's
from.
at.
That's
That's a
not
stock
mine.
photo.
We run all different than that color.
Yeah, you guys can't be color specific, can
No.
you? Yeah. Well, I don't know if farmers are anymore either.
No.
so-
No, it's
No.
true.
Well, I tell you what, let's get your information first. So, Wes, if people want to get a hold of you, where would they go?
Just call the 1-800 number, 800-627-6137,
Okay.
and they can ask for me specifically if they have an issue.
If they want some security, like a bar wanting a
yeah.
bouncer for a weekend, something
Yeah.
like that.
Hey, why not? Price
Yeah.
is right. Yeah.
How about you, Tyler?
Same way, they can call the 1-800 number. I'm in charge of making sure they're getting their parts in a timely manner. If there's a problem with something like that, they can call in and make sure they get a hold of Wes, and then he can relay that information to me.
Okay, Tyler, let's say you have a big customer. Think of a big customer in your mind,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And they're like, Tyler, I want to come in and I want to ride the walkies.
I don't know if we'll allow that. I mean, there may have to be some paperwork involved with that, but
I want you to think of that person,
yep.
yeah, that you were thinking before the question,
Yeah.
and he or she says, I want to ride the walkies.
I don't know if we can allow that, Rob. That might be a little bit of a liability.
They say the customer is always right.
I think Rob's mentioning himself. I think
Himself, he wants to go for a ride. Maybe we'll line something up for you.
Well, and what's the website and how to get a hold of Shoup?
So shoupparts.com. It's at the bottom of the postcard here. It's on the catalog as well, down here at the bottom. Also on the front here is the toll-free number, 1-800-627-6137. So you can order on the website, browse all the parts on the website as well, or give us a call.
Well, and I know you guys. I've met you guys. I've hung out with you guys. You are not just a couple of talking suits here. You really love what you're doing, and you really love Shoup, and I think that comes across. So I love it that a company stayed in Central Illinois. It's nationwide and doing such a good job. So Wes and Tyler, thank you so very much. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to explore more of our local content. You can connect with us on our social media platforms, visit our website, or download and watch the free PBS app. We can't wait to see you next time on A Shot of Ag.